Yo, 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 what's going on, good people? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby. Representing Team Kings of Games. I'm trying out a new lighting. Tell me you guys if you end up liking this one more than the other one. I don't have the greatest anything, including recording equipment. But working with what I got, trying to improvise, and also just I'm trying to just upgrade and improve, so to speak. You know, I understand that quality has been a deterrent to me. It's definitely been a barrier that's been holding me back, and you know, we'll get there eventually. But what I'm coming at you guys with today, and I'm very, very enthusiastic with this, I had to tone down the charisma just a little bit because it was a little bit overhyping, and it's not overhyping to say that it's exaggerative or you know, stretching the truth by any you know, by any way, shape, or form. It's just that this deck is so ridiculously overpowered for no reason. I don't even understand. I've been testing this deck for literally the past 24 hours straight, and it's been giving me headache after headache after headache after headache. And I don't mean back to back to back 24 hours nonstop. I mean like consistently. I'd say at least like 19 out of the last 24 hours I've spent messing around with this deck because I have like barely done anything. Like I've uploaded a little stuff here and there that I already had you know, recorded, but like I've been working hard on this. What I have for you guys today is a 60 card hybrid deck. I love 60 card decks. I love trying to figure out what can work and what can't work, and I figured out how to make a lot of stuff work for you guys. This deck is ridiculously insane. It actually puts up 10 interruption boards. I can do test hands and combos to show you guys the proof if you guys think it's impossible to put up 10 interruptions. But it is a culmination of dangers, of course, cancer, ban the dangers, ban the dangers. We got danger, zombie, plant. So danger, zombie, plant, ORCUST, dinosaur, guard dragons, Appaloosa Turbo. Yep, and it's definitely Appaloosa Turbo. I mean, we're trying to get out Appaloosa ASAP, baby. ASAP, no Rocky. So yeah, this deck is ridiculously overpowered. And I think the only reason why you can really get out 10 interruptions, TBH, is because Appaloosa adds 4 to your already 6 that you make. But you can put out 6, and the Appaloosa that you would make could technically be 7. So this deck should be able to cap out at 8 maximum. I've only put out, you know, the max was 10, but without Appaloosa, I've only put out 7 without making an Appaloosa. But that's enough rambling, you guys. You're going to see exactly how powerful this deck is, exactly how disgusting it is. You guys are going to check it out, man. But definitely just approach it with an open mindset, you guys. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to separate because the deck is very thoroughly organized, well thought out, homemade. Did not get this idea from anyone. I promise you I never get my ideas from anyone. You guys know this. I'm not going to jock anyone's, you know, sauce, so to speak. So starting off with the main deck, we've got the FTK. So if you resolve Greffer, you pretty much should win the duel. I wouldn't say you do, but you should if you play your cards right and if your opponent doesn't hand trap you. You put up those 10 interruptions. Yeah. I wish I could play 30 because honestly, if I could just play 30 Greffers and 30 targets, I would just do it, bro. Because this card just the way I play Greffer in this deck, it almost would make you want Konami to just like erase this card from existence and just like travel back in time and go back to where they were gonna make this and just, you know, so like this is a bad idea, fam. Pick another card. This card is degenerate. Like, Greffer is the best card in the deck, literally. Him and Foolish Burial and, like, Curios. Anything that mills, basically. Milling cards, just, like, milling wins games. Like, if you can send a card, like Beatrice and cards like that, anything that just can send cards from deck to grave, like, those cards essentially are, like, FTKs. So, for the dangers, we play 2 Nessies, and that's it. Continuing with the, I'm just kidding, you guys. Anyways, for the dangers, 2 Nessies, you know, they got nerfed a little bit. We got 2 Nessies. 2 copies of Jackalope. We've got 2 copies of Tsuchinoko. You know, I don't really think it hurts that much. In fact, it's almost like nothing ever changed them putting them to 2. Honestly, you just, you know, I love Dangers, honestly. I know some people don't like them, but I love Dangers. I like that Dangers can make anything that sucks good. Like, they just make everything better, and I love that because I'm a rogue guy. I'm all about making decks better. So if I see something that's viable, that has a splash ability, and it has unison plays, and it can raise the ceiling of a deck, I don't think that's cancerous at all. I think Dangers are great. 3 copies of Mothman. And Mothman, honestly, is the best Danger to run at 3 now. These are obviously still the best, but the best 3 of that you can run at 3, because these are obviously semi-limited, is Mothman. The second best 3-of is definitely Chupacabra, but my favorite danger of all time has always been Bigfoot. And I still play the Thunderbird. You gotta put some respect on the back row, you guys. Back row is still it's still pretty relevant. And then the Guru matchup, you can actually pop their face down Guru, and you know if they can't protect it, it just goes. So that's it for the dangers. Honestly, I was playing 27 dangers to begin with, and then I got down to 16 dangers. So if we went from 27 to 16, you guys can obviously tell that we've went through a huge change with this deck. You know, just like as far as experimentation goes. And just figuring out the best ratio, sacrificing what I want for what I need. But yeah, the dangers are all enablers. You need them. Of course, they're extenders. I can't. There's no way that you can really go in depth on dangers. And plus, if I talk about it any longer, somebody's probably gonna pop a you know, like a brain vessel or something, like a blood vessel. But yeah, you guys, the dangers, you just need those extenders. You need to be able to play through hand traps. And because you're trying to Appaloosa Turbo and sorry, just Scoldred spam and just put out just infinite negations on the board and just, you know, tell your opponent no to everything, you need cards like that that just can enable not once per turn extending. So next up for the zombie portion of the deck, we got 3 copies of Solitaire. So again, you know what, the energy is really coming back because I kind of just like, I feel like why should I mellow? Why should I be mellow? It's not overhyping just to have a little bit, you know, a little bit more energy. This deck is broken, okay? This deck is so ridiculously overpowered. Okay, I just have to stress that. Like when you literally are resolving, I feel like if you take this deck took the best of dinosaurs, the best of zombies. This deck took the best of guard dragons. This deck took the best of ORCUST. This deck literally took the best of dangers. What else does this deck play? What am I missing? What else am I? And it took the best of, yeah, it just took the best of all those decks. What makes them so powerful, everything that's so high ceiling about those decks, and somehow fused it in this integration to where everything enhances one another. They're stronger. This deck is stronger together than they are by themselves and individually. Like, this is better than a pure zombie deck. And then on top of everything, it doesn't even share half the weaknesses. It has all the strengths. You're literally sitting here playing this deck that like can just do a nearly infinite amount of things. Like, you can literally just sit here like your opponent can hand trap this, that, and the third, and you will like have so many contingency plans. It's ridiculous. So anyways, we're gonna continue with the zombies. I just had to stress like the fact that you're going through a full zombie, like your full combo is literally a full zombie combo, full ORCUST combo, a full guard dragon combo. You know, spamming with dangers. You're gonna go through all the plants. And you're just going to get a quadless, resolve a double evolution pill. It's bonkers. But yeah, Solitaire is really, really strong in this deck. In fact, you have a lot of cards that are kind of like one-card starters that are essentially going to be, so to speak, Armageddonite-esque cards. Like, you know, cards like Greffer and Foolish. Like, the theme is milling with this deck. And obviously, Unizombie is Armageddonite for zombies, basically. Essentially, he's really, really powerful. Another thing that's really cool and crucial in interaction that comes up with these 6 cards is that Unizombie's effect to discard, if you read it and pay attention, it says the secondary part, the one, not from the sending from deck to grave, but the discarding one, it'll say target one face-up monster on the field, semicolon, meaning targeting is cost, discarding is not. So the point I'm getting at is when you have quadlesses in your hand, you can discard a quadless off of your Unizombie, and then you can just bump a monster's level up by 1 and get get Qualis' effect because he's not being sent by cost. So there's other interactions, like that's what I'm saying, like everything enhances your plays, like they all work together. Like you start one and one leads to others. Like I'll say one thing, like as far as the ORCUST and the guard dragons, yeah, as far as I'd say the ORCUST and the guard dragons go, and the dinosaurs, you don't have to start with any dinosaur cards, guard dragon cards, or ORCUST cards in your hand. You can resolve all those combos in the middle of summoning cards like Mermaid, resolving cards like Curios. Curios can dump any of these. So you don't need to draw any of those cards. So those engines can be more compact. But the cards like the zombies and all that, like these cards just are so ridiculously powerful by themselves. And they can get you to the rest of your engines. But anyways, yeah. So continuing on with the zombies, like this deck is just so ridiculously powerful. It has so much gas. Milling cards is good, you guys. And again, remember the synergy that he has a squad list, because I'm just trying to help you guys to learn how to play my deck. Double Mizuki. I just do not want to brick. If you don't draw zombies, this card's not a good card in your hand in the first place. I was so crazy. I was thinking about playing 1, but then I was like, no, dude. You need at least 2 because this card's pretty nuts. Once you get your zombie world up on field, it has a lot of value. So just two Mizukis, I think, is correct. I'd love to have space for an Omega, so we can just keep looping them. But yeah, just free extenders. One copy of Glow Up Bloom, one copy of Necro World Banshee, and one Belodrok, I believe is how it's pronounced. Your full combo is going to grab all three of these one-ofs out your deck, and they're all going to be accessed through pretty much just one card's going to start it up. I like the cool combos where you have her in grave already, and you'll basically, and if you read this card, it literally says if this card's sent to the grave, so you could discard it for Mermaid. So you have combos where this is already in the grave, and you're like, oh, Mermaid, pitch this for cost, for example, and then you'll go like Chain Link 1 this, Chain Link 2 that, and then like the Mermaid goes off too, and then you just see like bonker combos. It's really cool. Some really cool like, unison plays like I was saying. Or other times where like you go Greffer, pitch Banshee to dump this, or Greffer, pitch this to dump Banshee. If you have Greffer in any one of these, like it's super, super nice. And Zombie World, just Zombie World being added to your 10 interruption board. Now you have 10 interruptions and a floodgate in Zombie World. It's not a joke. Like, that's just pretty bonkers. And I think Belodrok himself can carry the deck because he's a 2 interruption boss monster that just continually floats and you can grind your opponent out of their resources with a card like this against combo. I think this card just raised the ceiling of the deck. And just dropping this Zombie World plus the ORCUST combo, that even if that's not full combo, by the way, that's not the maximum potential or capacity of what this deck can do. But this deck is so good that it can just drop an ORCUST combo, use just the ORCUST and the zombie portion, and put up a board that can still contend with the meta and that people still can't break. Or it can say, oh, I'm playing a combo deck, I'm playing Pendulum, so I want to focus more and use my Curios and go more focused on the Dino engine. So I like that this deck is so versatile that this deck doesn't really have a lot of bad matchups because the bad matchups that this deck has are covered by the other archetypes that are in the deck. So naturally, like let's say this deck had a bad matchup against combo decks that spam the board and you struggle with breaking boards, then you focus more heavily on your Dino portion of your decks. You can summon cards like Conductor so you can crack that board. If you're playing decks that like True Draco, you have consistent access to Zombie World, so you can floodgate True Dracos out of their floodgates. Ha ha ha. No pun intended. That was a really, really horrible joke. Or like, just locking people out of their Guard Dragons and their Thunder Dragon plays. Just stuff like that. If it's making sense, like you have so many good matchups because of all of your packages and all the engines in your deck. And just utilizing them, just focusing more. You're just like, oh, I know that, Seal is an FCK against Salamangreat. So if you feel like, okay, the zombies won't do enough, the Orcus might not be enough, but the Guard Dragons just summoning a Seal and protecting it with like a Dingritsu against Salamangreat is like literally like an FTK. Just like, are you guys getting it? Like, I know it sounds like I'm getting off topic and like I'm getting, I'm kind of like bouncing between topics, but I'm not. I'm on the same exact topic. I'm on the deck before you guys. Like, this is all really, really good stuff that it's going to help you guys with this deck. And it also gives you the maximum thorough just kind of understanding of what I got for you guys, what I'm working with. Everything was intended with a purpose with this deck. Everything that I did, the line of plays, the combinations, and everything that I was just explaining to you guys, like those interactions, like I made this deck like that on purpose. Like this deck is really, really versatile. It's crazy. And Belodrok, like I said, he's just a really powerful card. And finishing up with the zombie package, we have one copy of Zombie World. So the zombies, out of all the engines and packages in the deck, the zombies is the second largest one because I really think the zombies are really high ceiling against combo decks and they're very powerful this format, very underestimated. They lock out, zombies by themselves can lock out Dracos, Guard Dragons, Thunder Dragons, and they're really, really strong against other rogue combo decks like that. They're not so great against Salamangreat and against Strikers. Kind of okay against Salamangreat, but against Strikers, not the best. But they're really good against a lot of the combo meta decks, and they're super good against a rogue deck like Draco. Just Zombie World itself, and the fact that you could just hard draw it and just like protect it with a Banshee on the field, for example. Just a really good card. So next engine, or package, so to speak, we have the Lone Fire Blossoms, because you need these to access any plant. Essentially, one of the best plants to access off of your Lone Fire Blossom is definitely going to be your Glow Up Bloom. Because Glow Up Bloom, you guys, Glow Up Bloom is just insane. Like, if you can't access Glow Up Bloom off of Lone Fire, then you want to use Arrow Mage Jasmine to summon Glow Up Bloom from the deck. Because Glow Up Bloom, it just improves this deck so much. I know, like, it's like a Danger, Thunder, this, that, third. But, like, I said Glow Up Bloom, Glow Up Bowl. That's what I'm thinking, because I play, like, both these little cuties right here. But Bulb is just really bonkers in this deck. It's an incredible extender. Like, you need a card like this so that you can go into, for example, a Skull Dread and then a Orcus combo afterwards. You know, for example, stuff like that. Or if you need to go into the Guard Dragon combo and then a Skull Dread after. Because you can use this as one of the materials to make the Trigate, do your Guard Dragon combo, then summon your Skull Dread, bring this guy back out from the grave off its own effect. Oh, summon your Heretic, then bring this guy back from the grave off its own effect. This and, you know, a couple other monsters can make your Skull Dread. So it just covers so much ground. It fills in gaps, and it's just, again, it's an extender. It's a really great card, you guys. I'm also playing Trick Clown because, in addition to the plants, obviously some of the best plants in the game, arguably the best plants in the game, are the Predaplants, specifically the Scorpios. Scorpio is one of the best plants in the game. Arguably the best. Scorpio is incredibly powerful in this deck. Sometimes you just need to normal summon more than once, and it's not always necessary because arguably your only normal summon is honestly just like Solitaire or Unizombie or the plants. So the plants, you don't need to summon a plant to get an additional normal summon when the only normal summon in your deck is the zombies. But really what it is they cover so much ground, they give you so much value, fodder, extender, fuels, they kind of just gas you up. They gaff you up, and they allow you. This is just a one-card Skull Dread, a one-card Appaloosa with 4 negates. This if you have Destrudo in your hand, this is a one-card, literally a one-card Guard Dragon combo plus the Saryuja Skull Dread after the Guard Dragon combo, or you can do the Skull Dread and then the Guard Dragon combo after. Like, so just understand how powerful this card is in this deck. It's ridiculous. Brilliant Fusion is bonkers, you guys. 1 copy of Cobra. You want to dump the Clown because you need the extra body. If you draw the Clown, it's okay. You play Dangers and a lot of extenders and ways to just discard it. You'll just dump the Conductor at that point. And you don't need, like, even though you'll dump the Conductor and you may lose access to that part of the deck, you don't need every engine to win the duel. So yeah. And this deck does play a couple of bricks. In fact, it plays quite a few one of bricks, but it's okay because when you draw, for example, Garnet, the Garnet of this deck that I chose is Alexandrite. When you draw that, you lose access to Brilliant, right? You can play without Brilliant. Let's say, like, you draw, I don't know, like, your Peel, and you don't have any volatile targets. You can play without your dinos. Like, that. This deck is that good that it doesn't need everything. You can play with only one of these accesses, and it'll be okay. You can play zombies by themselves, and you can draw only zombie cards, it'll be okay. Draw only ORCUST cards, only danger cards, only this, only that, and it's okay. This deck is that good. And then to sum up the plant engine, we have 1 Brilliant Fusion. So, yeah. This is the plant package or engine, so to speak. I think Glow Bulb is definitely the strongest plant in this deck. Arguably, Lone Fire could be, but just because Glow Bulb can be accessed without a normal summon just makes it kind of better. Because of Jasmine. Jasmine's pretty bonkers. And just the fact that you can just get that many extenders out of just the one Predaplant. Just like the Brilliant Fusion, dumping the Clown, getting the extra normal summon, making the Jasmine. Jasmine getting the Bulb, and the Bulb just getting extra. It's crazy, man. Just one plant gets you that much. So, yeah, you get so much value out of that one play. It's ridiculous. Next up, the ORCUST. We have 1 of every ORCUST card that I chose to play. I elected to play Return because my standard board will normally, even if it goes contested, or, like, let's just say, like, all my plays were unhindered, and, you know, I went full combo on my board. Normally when people are trying to break the board, or I simulize it, or I use my decks against it, I'm trying to deal with the boss monsters like Beladroke and other threatening cards like that, like Appaloosa. So cards like Galatea get left very frequently, and I like that you get that follow-up that if you either have a Galatea left on field or just next turn, because you always have Nightmare brought back off Dingaritsu attached to it, and you just use Nightmare to dump Skeleton, you always basically, by resolving the ORCUST combo, not only do you get the interruptions and the protection, but you're guaranteed a Pot of Greed next turn. And the reason why you're guaranteed is because in the ORCUST combo, you summon Dingaritsu and reattach Nightmare from the Banish Zone. Galatea shuffle Skeleton, meaning that when your board gets broken, Nightmare's in your grave. You can banish it, dump Skeleton, Skeleton bring back Galatea, Galatea shuffle, set this, and you literally just gave yourself a free Pot of Greed. So that's why I like maining this one of. It's really powerful. Just the fact that your follow-up became that much stronger. Because you can still bring back Dingaritsu and all those other cards like that, but the fact that your follow-up is now can be either Dingaritsu or the Galatea plus the return. So that just adds more value to the ORCUST package that I'm playing in the deck. The ORCUST are just really good. I'd play more, but this deck's not all about the ORCUST. Next up for the Dinos. Honestly, this package is insane. I kind of want to make this a thing. I want to trademark this. So this is going to throw a lot of people off. You guys know how this is, bro. Like, honestly. Like, you guys know, I can't be standard, it's impossible. So this is the 3 stacks version of a Dino engine. Most people would say Dino engines, fossil digs, and, you know, Oviraptors, miscellaneous sources, and, you know, babies, and Lost Worlds, and Pankratops, all that good stuff. I say my version of a Dino engine for a dark deck, so this is my version of, like, a dark Dino engine, is just the Quatless, 1 pill, and a conductor. So essentially, with the Quatless, the way this deck thrives, you want to draw Quatless. If I didn't want to draw it, guess what, you guys? How many would I play? 1. I'd play 1, and I'd just leave it in the deck. If I draw it, I draw it. If not, I can dump it off Curios, Foolish Burial, Greffer. Dude, there's so many cards I can dump this. It's ridiculous. Like, literally. You can access it as 1. But obviously, I have a reason for playing 3. So before you comment and say, oh, that's a brick, how are you going to tell me it's a brick? You don't know how my deck operates. You haven't played this deck. This is not a brick. You can't just assume through speculation if you're not the author or the creator of the deck, you're not the pilot either. This is not a brick. This is one of the best cards to draw. It lets you play through so many hand traps, and you can go full combo through one individual hand trap just having this in your hand. Why? Because Double Evolution Pill always baits Ash Blossom. If you have Ash, why would you not Ash the Pill? Who wants to deal with the Conductor? Or if you're playing a non-combo deck, that's why I like having extra copies of Overtext, is if you're playing a non-combo deck, you can just dump a text, Pill for a text. But I'm still only going to play 1 Pill, even though there's an interaction where the second Pill might come up. Nah, because if you're playing combo, you just summon Conductor, and you don't worry about the texts anymore. And normally, you resolve 1 text a duel, because after you summon your entire field, go full combo, like, it's so hard to break the board. There's no reason why you would ever need another one. So that's essentially my version of a Dino engine. Also, it just saves space, so I don't have to play literally all those other cards, like triple dig, triple Oviraptor, and like triple miscellaneous. Like, they're great cards. They're not bad cards, but they take up so much space. This like gives me the best boss monsters of the dinosaur archetype without having to play all the engine cards. Like, these are just good. And this is not a brick, I'm telling you. And then next up, we also have 3 copies of the Strudel and 1 Sloth. This is the Guard Dragon package. So essentially, basically, the engines in my deck that have the highest ceiling are also the smallest. Why are they so compact, 3 stacks? Like I said in the deck profile, I explain everything for a reason. You don't need to draw any of these actual cards for you to get access to these engines. So you need to draw these cards to get access to these engines, because these aren't cards where you can just access them through your deck. Like, these cards can be milled, and that's the point. Any of these can be milled to the grave, and you can access them that way, because they all have graveyard effects. Graveyard effects, graveyard effects, graveyard effects. So these are really, really, really powerful cards. High ceiling, and you can make plays with this deck. You can have 0 cards in hand, and you can still be beating your opponent with no cards in hand, because your grave is the best pool of resources you have. So you can literally go full combo. You can have 0 ORCUST, 0 Destrudos, 0 Dino cards in your hand. Have a handful of Dangers and 1 Predator Plant. You can full combo into your zombies, into all these, and before you know it, you've accessed every engine in your deck without drawing any of the cards. This is all you need, dude. Like, the ORCUST are nuts. And how you do the Guard Dragon combos. So essentially, the Strudel, it became that much more powerful now because of the Guard Dragons, because now any combo deck can just literally throw some Destrudels in it, and now you can just play Guard Dragons. You can just summon the Heretic, and you can summon any dragon of your choosing, like Vortex or Hot Red, and then summon this off seal so you can FTK extra deck reliant decks like Danger Thunder and Soundman Great. So it's nuts, you guys, like, literally. And just like if you hard draw Destrudel or Overtext, these are like part of these are like new inclusions to like a new version of a Dark Engine for me. Hard drawing these lets you play through hand traps. Like, hard drawing Destrudel, like, imagine drawing like Destrudos, Overtexes, Predator Plants, and like zombies. Like, that's just bonkers, you guys. So yep, that's it for the monsters. The spells are very simplistic. It's 3 allures, 2 beginning of the end, because we don't want to play fair. We're trying to, you know, play through a billion hand traps. And then when all else fails, you full combo, they hand trap you, and you're just like, alright, I'm just going to draw 3 and just keep acting like nothing happened. Yeah, 5 draw cards. And then the 1 Foolish Burial, because this is an FTK, it's a god card. If you can play 30 Foolish Burials, I would definitely play 30 Foolish Burials. The extra deck is 1 LP, 1 Mermaid, 1 Curios, and 1 Scoldred. I feel like and normally your full combo is, checking something real quick, your full combo resolves all these. If I'm playing a deck that can resolve all these, I feel like I get too much advantage of that. I should not lose if I've resolved LP, Mermaid, Curios, and Scoldred in the same turn. That's way too much advantage. Like, these extra deck monsters are like starting the combo. These you kind of summon mid combo. Like, this is like, well, these are more or less materials. Like, these are just materials to start combos off. Like, you don't actually utilize their effects very often. Like, well, you use her effects sometimes, but not really. Like, these are materials more or less. But these start the combo. These are for mid combo when you're playing, finishing it up. Like Mermaid starts it, she's gonna finish it. So these are mid. This is mid because Predator Plant starts it. This is mid. This is mid. So these are finishing your tempo, and what your ending boards are gonna be Appaloosa. That's a proxy. Sorry, your Scoldred's a proxy too. Apologies for the proxies. Heretic Seal, Longritsu, Dingersu, and then the Hot Red. These are what you end on. So these plus like Conductor and Belladroke, you know, stuff like that. Can't do test hands because the deck profile is already 20 plus minutes. Very in depth. I hope you guys enjoyed it because this deck's overpowered for no reason. I'll do test hands and combos on another video. I promise you guys I got you. God bless you guys. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. Check this deck out. I really think that this deck can actually become a actual thing where this is a meta deck. This can literally be like how you remember how Infernoid Zodiac was? This could be like the new like 60 card deck that's an actual meta deck, and they'll be like, oh my god, like, you know, 3 stacks invented an actual meta deck. Like I feel like this deck is that good. Like it can be. Because it's more unfair than Danger Thunder. It's more unfair than almost every combo deck. It's not as unfair as Pendulum, unless it summons Appaloosa. If it puts out the 10 interruption board, it's officially more unfair than Pendulum. Because Pendulum can extend far, but because this deck plays Dangers, it can put up the same kind of amount of interruptions that my Pendulums can max out on. But an Appaloosa too, Pendulums can't extend that much. But this deck can put out 10 interruptions. I mean, come on now. 8 out of the 10 interruptions, by the way, are literally 8 negations. 8 negations. 5 of the 8 are for monster effects, 3 of which are not. But still, that's pretty bonkers. And you have protection from Dingritsu. You have a floodgate in the form of Zombie World. I think that's incredible. You got Seals Bounce. Like, this deck is so powerful. But anyways, ending the profile. On a high note, you guys stay positive. Definitely stay tuned for future content. If I didn't already say it, God bless you guys. Have a beautiful day. All right. Peace out, yo.